This dessert is made with just 2 ingredients. When I make it at home, it's ready in just a few minutes. So to start this recipe, I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar to a pan, and we're going to be making a caramel. So using a spatula here, I'm just going to stir our sugar around, and it's going to start to melt and become very smooth. We're going to stir until the sugar is well melted and our caramel is going to start to form. So stir well so we can melt these little pieces of sugar here, just like this. It's a process, it's boring, but it's necessary. So my sugar is completely melted here, and now I'm going to be adding in 1/2 cup of water, just like this. Be careful not to burn yourself. So you're going to keep stirring. You can't stop stirring because if you stop, the caramel will burn. All right, so our caramel is ready. It looks like this. Our sugar has melted completely and it's bubbling up nicely. Now we're going to turn our pan off, and I'm going to pour this caramel into a baking pan, just like this, being very gentle. Now we don't want it to cool, so we have to work quickly. Now using my mold, I'm just going to move it around to try and get some of the caramel up on the edges, just like this, and be careful not to burn yourself here. You can also use a spatula just like this to help you out, and we want to try and spread as much caramel around our mold as possible. All right, moving on to the next step, I've got an egg here, and using a spoon, I'm going to very carefully remove the yolk from the whites, and I'm going to place it into another bowl. And I'm going to transfer the egg white into a larger bowl, just like this. And you want to be careful when you're removing the yolk from the white to not break the yolk. So you're going to repeat this process with all of your eggs here. So I've got all of my whites in a bowl. And now that I've got them added, I'm going to start whisking until the egg whites become stiff. I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. All right, so this is what we want our egg whites to look like. This is the point we've reached. And now I'm going to be adding in 3/4 cup of sugar and just adding it little by little. And I'm going to beat it again. All right, looking just like this. And this is the consistency we're going after. So I'm going to keep adding in my sugar. All right. My sugar is starting to get nice and incorporated. And now I'm going to be adding in a little bit of vanilla essence, and I'm going to beat it again with my mixer. All right, now that everything is mixed and beaten very well, I'm going to add these egg whites into our mold that we put our caramel in. So just using a spoon, I'm going to carefully place it in little by little.